All right. It's been a bit since I've done this, mainly because of work. It's kept me fairly busy. Had a lot of travel to and from Mexico to take care of. A lot of projects that are going on. It's the end of the year. I won't get too much into that though. But like I said, work is work. This is fun. Sometimes work just trumps fun. Far too hard for my liking, but it does happen. Um, so just gonna kind of talk a little bit about about things, how things have been going. Call it what it is. Playing around on my Death Knight. Not really a hey, look at everything I can do type of a deal. This is me just casually finishing out leveling my dear old DK, and you know, hopefully I get her geared up enough to where I can start soloing some of the previous tiers content, and maybe I'll start posting some of that too. It'd be fun. That's what I've always used the Death Knight for, and yeah. One of the things I have been doing, I have actually not used too many artifact power booster things, like these guys here, stuff like that. I'm holding on to them. I want to see if when I hit 110 and start researching artifact knowledge, I want to see if that boosts the output of the ones I've already got in the bank, and maybe totally capitalize on the stuff that I've been collecting up to this point, and more bang for your buck type of a thing. That would be. Why did I fly here? Son of a gun! This is what I get for talking while flying. Griffin goes the wrong way, and I don't even pay attention to it. I don't care about you. We're gonna go here. Okay. So, going forward, I've picked up a few things that I want to try out. War Thunder being one of them. Looks fun. Looks interesting. Drive around, do wartimey things. I've never tried it before, so when I do finally record some of it, it'll be a kind of like a first impressions type of a deal, and we'll be having fun with that. A lot of explosions. I do need to continue Tempest. It's unfortunately been sitting in my queue for a while, and I haven't had much chance to touch it. Again, because of work and other things. But I will get to it. I will indeed. Maybe a bit slower than I'm used to, but I'll get there. So, what else? Oh yeah, the Samsung recall. What a nightmare that's been. I picked up a Samsung Note 7 at launch because it's a really gorgeous phone. It had a lot of cool stuff. It actually has an overlay to do game casting and recording while playing various games. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I'll be able to, maybe record some mobile stuff while I'm at it and get that out there. And then, after about a couple weeks, this big recall issue starts up, and me being me, I was like, no, I don't think I don't think this one's bad. I don't have to. And then it got worse, and my phone never had any issues, but at the same time they started pushing the issue. Recently, I think the companies recently Samsung's announced that they are going to release a hotfix to all phones that are still out there, which is somewhere to the tune of like 30% of the people who bought them. And they are going to limit the battery capacity to 60% to help avoid overcharging the battery, which is one of the risk factors that causes batteries to go boom. And what else? I even heard T-Mobile say they may even consider, at Samsung's request, blacklisting IMEIs to help encourage people to turn in a phone that has been deemed by others to be detrimental to their health. But, hey, That's just the way that goes. So yeah, I got rid of that, and for a time had the LG V10 as the loaner phone in the hopes that, you know, the Note 7 would come back, they'd have the new release, and everything would be happy. But I was still curious about LG's V20 that was on the horizon, so I picked up that one and ran around with that for a bit, and actually quite liked it. It's a very, very capable device. I mean, it's no Note 7, but it has its potential. It has its capabilities. It does things very well that the Note 7 does not, and it has its things that the Note 7 does better. But hey, you know, that's every phone. You take the good, you take the bad. There's never one device that does everything perfectly, and that's the way of it. So when Samsung announced that there was no there was no future for the Note 7, that they were going to be basically sending it out to pasture, and you know, I imagine they'll let it sit and look at what went wrong and come back with the Note 8. There will be a gap from the 5 to the 8. I finally pulled the trigger and got the V20 as my replacement device, and so I've been setting that up over the last couple of days and looking at what it can do. I might do some recording with it, not video, mainly voice, because they do boast a very capable microphone system on it. From what I understand, it's got 4 different recording devices, or 4 different microphones that pick up different spectrums. Oops, I just dropped the phone. That's not good. To help with noise cancellation, and if they are true to their claims. Did I not get enough? Nope, I didn't. If they're true to their claims, they're boasting studio quality recording, which would be incredible. So I will probably mess around a bit with that and see how it goes. Maybe I'll set something up in the truck, so when I'm doing crazy things in the truck, I can talk to people and try not to die while talking to people, because I'm not paying attention to driving, I'm paying attention to talking to people. Not really. No, I won't do that. I'm not suicidal. But you know, if I do get a chance to run around in the mud with the truck or something, then yeah, why not? Instead of a GoPro, see what the Samsung can do, or not Samsung, what the LG can do. So that's a thing, and oh gosh, Spike interrupting me. The device itself is really nice. It feels comfortable. I like the metal. I haven't had a all metal device since my HTC, and to be honest, I kind of missed it. As gorgeously beautiful as Samsung was with their glass, with the glass wrapped body and all that stuff, the Gorilla Glass body, there is still something about the metal frame that my hand grips it better. It feels a whole lot more durable. It I don't worry as much about it being in my pocket and accidentally dropping change in there, because the glass, I always worry about it cracking. I've had phones crack in my pocket before because of reasons. Drop my keys in there and then sit down or something, and it puts pressure just the right way. And oh, you guys, melt. So yeah, I loved Samsung's looks. It was a beautiful phone. The Note 7 especially was gorgeous. But I'm happy with the outcome of this. I really am. So no complaints from me at all. And let's see, what else? So yeah, that's about that. Nothing spectacular, fantastic there. You know, it's remarkable. We've got Khadgar out here, but no Kalekgos. You'd think with with Senegos here in trouble, Kalek would come out because of, you know, blue dragony reasons. I was just thinking that the other night. It's like, where is Kalek? Why isn't he out here? So. Let's go. So when Legion launched and I first started playing Death Knight, because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to main and all that stuff, and Death Knight's always been top of the list, near top of the list at least for considerations. It felt too, I don't know, it didn't have the right oomph that it used to have in Frost. And I was disappointed. I really was, because I love Frost, and I mean, heck, even just being able to carry the Lich King's own blades is nice. And you know, they kind of stripped away a fair bit of the toolkit and all that kind of stuff for the sake of simplicity, and I was sad. There was a part of me that was kind of sad, because all of a sudden, this class that was supposed to be a hero class just lost it. And I get it. You've got the Demon Hunter that's stepping in as the hero class of the expansion. But, you know, good old Death Knight still has that. I wouldn't say toe-to-toe, simply because they've got to push the new class. But let's see, which one do I want to die? I'll take you. I've let you die as the previous one. So it doesn't matter which ones you pick. The first three always live, and the fourth one dies. But you know me, well, no, you don't know me. But I rotated them all. Every character I've had come through here has picked a different one. So. Oh gosh, do I have to? Can I just raise him as a dead thing, undead thing? Yeah, well, your keepers suck. Let's see. Yeah, I am still wearing Thorasis. I never quite upgraded it too far, Thorasis. And one of these days I'll replace it. But that 8% damage boost is really nice right now, as I'm leveling. So, I mean, I know once I probably get into the 8, maybe the 775 range, it'll no longer be viable, but that 8% and then that blast of damage is just beautiful. So we'll see what this one turns into. Nothing spectacular. Okay. I am a kind small thing. Don't I have... Interesting. So how do I use... I'm going to run back to the class hall real quick, because there is something missing. And I wanted to see if I'm going crazy or... Yes, another Death Lord approaches. They must get tired of all these Death Lords. So many Death Lords. To the Death Charger hitching post. Once a day. So where is the death charge or hitching post? Is it here? Nope. Not there. And not here. Interesting. I must be missing something. Huh. Well, oh, I'll look into that in a bit. Let's see. Chargers. Post. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay. So it's over here. You have to pick it up. Got it. Well, that's kind of interesting. Mounted combat, my friends. So let's carry on. Oh, what are you? Oh, that, yes. Me being me, I'm a pretty bored guy. So, oh, what else? Gosh, I feel like there's so much more to talk about that I'm just not touching on. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So I guess I use currently XSplit Gamecaster, optimized for MSI. To record all my stuff. I do need to quit saying I'm painfully aware of every time I say it. And there I go saying it again. Let's see. I currently use XSplit Gamecaster, and I am looking at some of the updates on Razer Cortex, and it looks very promising. It looks very capable. I may give some of these other recording software things a shot to kind of see what they can do, see what they can't do, and see how they go about doing their thing, how easy they are to work with, play with, optimize things for uploads, things like that. So that'll be a fun thing to do, and I do want to try and get some of that War Thunder. Maybe I'll let War Thunder be my Razer Cortex test platform. I'm saying it again. But that'll be fun, and I'm going to definitely use this because, oh, yeah. Oh, you only get it for an hour? Oh, so it's not an hour on use. It's you pick it up and your countdown timer starts straight away. Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, Blizz. Because here I am flying somewhere and already 2 minutes on my 1 hour spectacular are gone. So, a little bit disappointed there. Oh well, we'll mess around with it all the same. So, I was going to swing out here just to take care of something and then go back to it and mount up and start slaughtering the daylights out of everything, but, you know. So that's an Ebon Blade Death Charger. Ooh, I like the colors. Is that the same as the Asheris? Identical. Okay. Still. It's got nothing on Old Reliable. Oh, more powerful spells already active. What? Listen to the story. Gosh, what was he like? Oh, tell me about Rothu's Mining and what happened to him. The Lorehound in me has already seen this. I'm not too worried about missing it. So, the Legend of Rothu. And that is a thing. Okay. So, I do love Death Knight. I really do. And one of the things that I love about Death Knight and Legion is, holy cow, the Frost lore is real. Well, real satisfying. Um, so, for anyone who's not familiar with Death Knight, and if you're not familiar with Death Knight by now, or Frost Death Knight by now, you know, hey, I feel sorry for you because you're missing out a bit. Blades of the Fallen Prince, these were forged from fragments of Frostmourne, and you do have, unlike Blood and unlike Unholy, you run into fragments of Arthas's Lich King, memories of him, because he is still inside of these. And he is one of the souls that you have collected to empower this thing, if I remember right. So you run into him throughout the Broken Isles. I've already run into him in High Mountain. I've run into him in Val'Sharah. I will most likely be running into him here soon in Azuna. And then I've got to look forward to running into him in Stormheim. And he tends to show up around the end of the big campaigns that take place in the zones themselves. No, High Mountain he was right at the beginning. It was Val'Sharah he was at the end. So, bad sample. 2. Bad sample. 1 at the beginning, 1 at the end. He'll show up eventually. And he empowers it with a little snippet talking about how the blades will slowly consume you and how they're what's in control and not you. And it's pretty cool. As a person who, if I were to talk about the roleplay incentive or the in-character incentive that my Death Knight has, as a Worgen Death Knight, it's a little wishy-washy. So, no, Gilneas was not a thing. Well, it sort of was a thing. But Worgen Death Knights are kind of lore-breaking unless you look into it from the perspective of a Worgen from Bloodfang Isle. I'll show you where that's at right here. Come back here. All the way to Northrend, Grizzly Hills. Blood Moon Isle. Sorry, Bloodfang's a different thing. Blood Moon Isle here was Aragol. Aragol, who is renowned for his involvement in the Worgen and bringing them about and all that kind of stuff, killed in Shadowfang Keep way back during Vanilla, and available in Burning Crusade. He got revived by Arthas because Arthas wanted those Worgen. He saw potential in them. And then you go on and you re-kill him and decimate the Blood Moon Pack and all that stuff. So that's a thing. But if you look at the Death Knight, a Worgen Death Knight, and you look at it from the perspective of one who was chosen from the ranks of Aragol's pack to join the to join his ranks as one of his weapons out on the battlefield, then Worgen Death Knight make a whole lot more sense than something coming from Silverpine, simply because, well, I don't know. They can come from Silverpine. I'm not going to argue that at all, because I know there's some people who will probably yell and scream and say, that's not true. But, the way I look at it is, my little Worgen Death Knight here was one of the handpicked from Aragol's brood out on Blood Moon Isle, picked up by Arthas to become one of his elites. And then Mograine had the audacity to betray the Lich King and rip her away from not only her king, but her pack as well. And then she was there to sit on the sidelines and watch as the Alliance and the Horde killed everything. So just being bound back to the Lich King from a character perspective is absolutely remarkably wonderful. And throughout the artifact quests for these blades, these guys right here, the interactions that were going on between the Lich King and I mean it's the new Lich King now, but the interactions going on between the Lich King and my Death Knight made me absolutely giddy, because it's like, oh my gosh, I am back home. And I didn't revive this poor little dead dude. Come here, you. Oh, you need to die. So that's kind of cool, and like it tickles me in all the right ways, because it's like, after all these years of just sitting by and hating the Alliance for their involvement in killing Arthas, and hating Mograine and the Ebon Blade for their involvement in betraying Arthas, and hating the Horde for their involvement in all that stuff as well, finally a chance of retribution to serve a good and proper king has come. But that's just the character building person in me, and it's just fun. I love stuff like that. So you know, a little bit of fun stuff there. I could probably tell backstories for all of my characters, because that's just what I do. I'm a writer in my free time, world builder when I'm working with others, and game design and development type stuff, and just having backstory, having character development, having some reason to mindlessly wander around slaughtering things. You know, as a Death Knight, I don't really need a reason. I'm a Death Knight. Dealing in death is something that, you know, it's a hunger. You strive to find those moments where you can just kill everything, because no, you're more valuable than a quest item. You know, it's there's that underlying hunger of, I should kill everything, watch the world burn, if you will, and but still being back with, having that tie back with the king. Anyway, I'll stop talking about that, because I'm totally nerding out, and I don't mean to. That's 11 out of 12. One more. One more, and I need to kill you, Runus. Well, so what else? Gosh. Yeah, I think that's about it. I've totally forgotten about this. Can I do it in here? Oh, come on. No! We'll melt this guy. I am beating the snot out of you, friend. So, this is crazy. Breath of Sindragosa is awesome. I love that. Coupled with Hungering Rune Weapon, which just keeps your bar up here filling. Breath of Sindragosa can last for, well, about that full 12 seconds and then some, depending on how much you're filling it up with Obliterate and Howling Blast. And holy buckets, things just melt. Here I am doing 161 burst with that over a fairly good amount of time without heroism, bloodlust, whatever you want to call it, and I'm still 107, pulling a 757 gear score. Now I know some of that's going to be the scaling, but still, that to me is an impressive number, and I feel like a Death Knight again. So, I am happy. Frost is appeasing now. I like it. Alright, let's try this amount of combat thing. Hi-ho, silver away! So I guess the unfortunate thing is it's only on the Broken Isles, so no PvP, naturally. But that's okay. And I guess really it's just a don't get dismounted in combat so you don't have to waste time resummoning things. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's worth the offsetting plus 10% in missions with hazards or whatever it is. Here, it's a runist. Take him. Let's see. Trinket. Shoulders. Trinket. Shoulders. Trinket. Shoulders. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not going to drag this one on. I think, I'm not as impressed with the mounted combat as I thought it would be, but oh well. That's the way of it. And, yeah, I think I've run out of things to talk about anyway. So I'm going to sit back, sip my coffee, and finish this one out, and then probably see about jumping into a few other things. So, have fun. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.